And, yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Just describe how you fish that.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about, so with the bait, again, I'm fishing 65 pound, I know it gets old, 65 pound, and wide red, because that was on the reel. This is basically a 300, it's an older reel, 300D, but you can use a 300E, same deal, I just happen to have a bunch of these two. This is on the new GL2 swim bait rod. This swim bait rod has, look at the tip on it, none. And again, this one retailed for $245, not that I'm a salesman, but it's just, everybody here's G. Loomis will pick at $500. This is $245 one. Split rib. And it's made with throwing 3 to 8 inch swim baits. Okay? And all we're doing is we're making long casts. If you're in the kelp or wherever you make a long cast and just, there's 2 ways you can fish it. One, you can wind, rip. Hence the name rip bait, which means rod tip down and kind of give a downward jerky motion so that bait comes to the water. Kind of, you know, it's all erratic. Or you can wind it. You can make that cast and just, you know, wind it. You know, wind, stop. Wind, stop. Wind, stop. It has almost a similar motion, but you're not getting that erratic motion as you are as you're ripping it. So you wind, rip, wind, rip, rip. And a lot of times when you wind, you rip, you'll try to rip it and it stops, usually a fish or kelp. You'll know because it's usually a good one. It's usually a good one. Again, they come with these expensive hooks on them already, but they're always $27 on the lures. So, and it's a great bait. Haven't broken any hooks yet. Love this bait. This is going to be really good in the next month or so. When the water starts warming up, there's a lot of bait on the beach. There's a lot of sardine, and wherever there's sardine, something's different because they see smell. Calico bass see smell all the time. It's always there. Sardine is like, whoa, something different. It's like us. We don't want to eat McDonald's every day. It goes, whoa, Taco Bell. Love Taco Bell.
Benny, are you saying you use that bait in Mission Bay?
No, not this one.
One like it, small
I
one?
do.
Okay.
No, not in the bay.
No,
I didn't talk, yeah, I do, but I haven't talked about fish and rip baits in the bay.
No, what you meant at the September event, where you guys got big fish, Mission Bay.
I'm sorry. The Mission Bay event, remember it was the outside Mission Bay last year? And because 1 year it's inside and then it's outside. But this is from the outside Mission Bay event, right?
Oh, okay. Outside Mission Bay.
Questions so far?
Real quick question.
Yes.
Novice here. Question.
okay.
When you say fishing the beach, you're referring to you're on your boat and you're fishing as close as you can to the beach?
That's correct, and thanks for clarifying.
How deep of water are you in? 20, 15?
Some areas from 30, and when we mean the beach, it's like 10 to beach. It's basically from here to there?
No, but like outside Huntington Harbor, is that a?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough with that. Outside Huntington Harbor, the 2 jetties can be really good.
No, he asked me if you fish in the surf line, like it's Sunset Beach.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
They'll chase you out.
There's not, but yeah, they'll chase you out there. Plus, it's mainly sand. What I'm looking for on the beach is kelp, rock, and where there's a lot of surf pushing in, a lot of kelp pushing in.
Like Catalina Island.
Exactly. There you go. Catalina Island, Crystal Cove up there in Newport, Point Furman and House Birdies.
Can you fish Crystal Cove still? Is
Yes.
that open?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Look at the map. It's yeah.
And it's stiff rod on the rip bait? Stiffer tip?
Yeah, it is. It is. It shuts off really quick.
That's so when you rip it,
Yeah.
you're not flexing.
You get a lot of action on it. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I haven't talked about, you know, spinning outfits over the years, and have always been that, you know, you're kind of a kook and copywriter and all this, but I don't know. You walk on a party boat nowadays with a Stella and one of these bad boys, it might go Either has too much money or really doesn't know what he's doing. But, you know, the wax wing, the wax wing, was a big thing for us last year for Shimano, and it still is. It's one of the, especially since they made all the cool freshwater colors. Heck, I've got a lot of the big giant ones, and I'm fishing these in the saltwater. We know that sardine and all that's cool for offshore, but this stuff here is better for the beach and Catalina and San Clemente. It does. You got to pick and choose your spots, but again, I think is if you're a novice and you have a spinning outfit and you want to have some fun, either a swim bait or even one of these wax wings, you can cast a mile and just wind it back. This is probably the easiest technique, no-brainer, cast and wind way of fishing.
You catch any yellowtail in it?
Yes, yeah. Last year we did. Even when we first tested it 2 years ago, there it was, yeah. Big ones on spinning outfit, 4,000 size reel, 30-pound braid, and Clemente. Oh, it hurts. It's fun.
What size reel are you using when you fish in wax?
You're trying to get the highest speed possible on the spinning. Generally they're like 5 to 1, so you really got to wind on these things. As opposed to the EJ, you can, to your heart's content.
And the action rod, I know they have a specific setup for them, but.
They do, but I didn't bring the other one that I'm throwing this big wax wing on. I can't wait to finish it. It's big. And I'm throwing it on a stiff, a heavy Terramar rod and a bigger size like this one reel, because it has a little more line take. It has about 12 inches more line take than this one. This is only 5 to 1, but the line take is 27 inches per crank, which is similar to a 300E, regular 300. So, kind of gives you an idea. Yeah, Tom.
Did I miss, did you change out that hook, or are they coming like that now?
They come like this. This is how they come.
Oh, so
Yeah, for freshwater. This is a freshwater
freshwater.
wax wing, right? So, yeah, I can't put the double hook on there, but you know what? To mess with these things a lot works. I just fish it like this. It seems to work as long as you stay on the kelp. This is good for when the kelp's down. Even if you're on a party boat and the kelp's down there chumming, you just go up the side, cast in between the kelp. These things are phenomenal. I would have never believed it, when I first fished them, but this is fun stuff. The biggest fish I got on a wax wing was over 8 pounds. So, it's fun. And then there's some you just don't stop because it's, spinning outfit, and you're not used to fishing spinning outfit and stuff. Well, yes, sir.
When I was on Migos fishing trips, when I was right by the beach, where the rocks are,
This on the boat, the amigo?
yeah.
Mike Thompson, the hippie guy with the beard? Doesn't wear shoes?
No, it's Tom Shanahan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been
Somebody
running.
cast the pole for me, and then all I was going was just like this, and then prior 2 minutes, I caught a pound-kilo bass. It was probably that big.
How big?
That's good.
It was huge.
But again, with this outfit, it doesn't have to be a $700-something reel or a $200 outfit. It could be virtually some of the lower end spinning reels and a rod that's at least a little bit stiffer than soft. Okay, so we're just talking about like a medium heavy type. That's what I tell everybody. It doesn't have to be this. It can be a Sedona, which is like $60. Still does the same work.
Saw a guy throwing glasses of wax wing with a bigger one, just changed the rod.
Yeah.
I could not believe how hard.
And I tell you, I don't take my iron rod with me as much as I used to because I just turned 30, so everything hurts after a while. But it just makes it easier to place the bait, as opposed to throwing this behemoth. You pick this up, you pick that up, going, ooh, which one do I want to throw for about an hour? Yeah, you just point and shoot with that. But I still have this on the hook. I still throw surface iron in. And again, this is a 90H Terramar, tried and true. This isn't going anywhere. Just because everybody likes them, and the sport boat guys dig them, and I still have one on the boat always. I'm throwing it on 40-pound monofilament, not braid. I know a lot of anglers like fishing braid with their surface iron. It's just like fishing the crankbait. I like that give. I like a little bit of give.
It doesn't tangle.
It doesn't, and again, 40-pound, 9-foot Trinidad 16A, and this is a custom painted, look at that, looks like the other baits I have. Custom painted candy bar. I'm pretty partial to old candy bar jigs. Anytime I can see candy bars at all these sales you guys have, boy, I gobble them up. You know, I do, I buy them up. I buy them up and repaint them. But it's a custom paint, kind of cool. I don't know if it attracts more than me, but, you know, it kind of looks like this. You know, kind of looks like that. To me, this looks like, I fish a lot of the outer islands, Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz, San Clemente, and a lot of their main forage is seniorita fish. And this looks similar to seniorita fish during a certain time of year. Orange black with a black tail. Really, really key is a black tail. Okay. Why is that? It looks more natural in the water. Why don't more companies put black tails? Funny thing is they're starting to do it. They're starting to do more. Don't be surprised if you see a big hammer like this with a black tail. We call it BS special. Anytime soon. After so many years, I finally get my own bait. Yes.
Is that bait really good for barracuda?
This can be pretty good for barracuda, but I probably use it more for california. More like the blue and whites, or even the reds are good for barracuda. I think if this is swimming in the water and it's around barracuda, you can eat it. I think I covered pretty much everything else. Questions? You know, it's getting late, it's 9 o'clock, everybody's worked all day. I did, you know,
You're gonna be sitting up there, you can kind of explain.
Rick did mention that I now own my own business, just to follow up. It's called Coastal Charters. I've done quite a few over the last few months. I've got a few more coming out.
Yeah.
You know, you get to use all this. I mean, when you come to cut fishing with me, this is what it is. I have rods and reels, lures. You know, you just come on and bring a sack lunch for your license. I supply the beverages and snacks. My service is one step beyond.
For two
So
stroke.
I try to do that. You want me to set up lunch for you so you don't have to worry about it? So I bring a license and a camera, I can do that. I try to post the fishing trip as soon as I can. And it's wherever you want. You want to fish Palos Verdes, you want to spend the whole day being talking about fishing? You fish, not me. I don't fish, you know. Unless we go in overtime, you know, on the allotted, then I'm going to pick up a rod and fish for a little bit. But I don't fish. If you pay for the time to spend with me, I'm going to give you the time to learn, to play. If you're kind of on the fence about buying product, if you want to spend $800 on that reel and rod, then you get to play with it all day. If you don't want to and just kind of, you know, want to, whatever it may be, you know, you get to play with it all. I'll show you boat placement, how to run skip if you're on the fence about buying a boat. You know, my boat is a 22 Skeeter Bay. Hopefully it'll be gone soon. But I'm going to stay with the 22-foot size. It's got a 225 Yamaha 4-stroke. It's pretty reliable. Goes pretty darn fast. Real comfortable. And, you know, all the local waters from Santa Monica down to Orange County. Couple of things that I'm involved with this coming summer. I'm going to be in charge of Let's Talk Hookup fishing seminars and trips. So if you go, I got a couple of trips on the San Diego, which is on 6-3, and a day and a half on the Searcher, which is 7-8. It's the morning after the night event at Long Beach. So the morning we come back after the Long Beach shipment, you'll actually wait in. I got to drop my boat off, drive to San Diego, and go fishing for a day and a half. And then on the a week from Sunday, I will be on Let's Talk Hookup, so talking about fishing. So last but not least, I looked up in the Central Coast just as a bit of information advice. I lived in the Central Coast, wasn't near calico bass fishing. I was 5 minutes from everywhere except for the lake, which was 15 minutes. And what I did, based on the opportunity that was there, is I learned to freshwater fish. I've only been freshwater fishing prior to that for maybe a year or so. Go to Diamond Valley, take my boat, do that sort of thing. But when I moved up there, I taught myself to learn how to freshwater fish. And what I mean by that is, I took the initiative to learn what techniques were there to learn. I applied them and soon became successful. For the first 6 months, I wasn't catching anything, okay? And I got to know some people, but I respected their knowledge of the lake, because it's a small lake, a small community, everybody knows each other. I respected it, but I did kind of say, hey, what time of the year do you use this? And that's all I asked. And I got to learn after a while. Well, it taught me to be a better saltwater angler by patience. Would I have been able to flip stocks for 4 hours if it was 7 years ago? Never. Never in my wildest dreams. I would have left a long time ago. But it taught me to be patient. Fishing's about patience. Family's about being patient. The number one thing is, having fun. And so, getting back to that lake thing is, I made it fun to learn. I took a crankbait and fished points for a whole week and a half till I learned how to place the boat, this, that, and everything. Then I fished a jig for a week and a half. Learned how to jig fish. The last thing I learned was flipping. Flipping is really, 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 really tough. Google flip. Largemouth bass flipping. It's not an easy technique, because the pros make it look great. Go in there, dump, okay, next one, dump, oh, there's a big one. What you see on TV is all the small, of catching. That's the first bite I had in 4 hours. And he's been flipping for a while. So it taught me a lot of patience, okay? And the only thing I can tell you is that fishing is luck, number one. It sure helps when you know a little bit about what you do, but luck, and two, is patience. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, if you are out there, whether it's your boat, party boat, you have friends, kids, grandkids, that patience thing, plan ahead. It's like when you go fishing for yourself. Okay, I got to make sure I have 20 of these, 200 of these. You know what I mean? You're planning. When you have kids on the boat, okay, God, I better make sure I have enough Capri Sun, I have enough crackers, I have enough toys, I have enough water in the well so they can jump in and cool off if it's too hot. You got to make sure the life preservers, you got to make sure that they're...
And the sunscreen so the wife doesn't get mad.
That's a given. But at the same time, if you aren't a very good biter, a steady pick, whatever, hand off. Hand off every other one. Hand off everyone. I don't know. You're catching a lot of small fish. Let them catch, because in order for you to build that strong foundation of fishing, family, etc., your kids have to be involved with that. Whether it's a party boat, your own boat, and you see something. I used to do it all the time. Catch fish, especially those wide open salmon. I was like, give it to the kid. You can only catch 10. Why do you need 100? It's all about the kid, because we talk about MLPAs and that sort of thing. They're not going to be able to fish. We can't. I'll be here for questions. Thanks.